there is so much more growth in the low-fare air model here in Europe, and that really I can't begin to understand where we go next. This summer we'll carry 115 million passengers. The fleet is about 350 aircraft, all under the age of 6. We've now ordered 350 more aircraft in from Boeing. They'll be delivered over the next 8 years. And with that, we expect to nearly double in size from 90 million passengers last year to about 180 million passengers. Because in almost every market in which we operate, the demand coming from the airports for growth is almost insatiable. And what's been interesting is about Ryanair's growth in the last 3 or 4 years has been in the developed economies, Spain, Italy, Germany this year, the UK, Ireland, where airports have realized actually that the future will not depend on propping up the legacy carrier. I don't know why you call them legacy carriers as opposed to just high-cost carriers, but the high-cost carriers will do what the high-cost carriers do. They'll find new ways to put up prices and to conspire with other high-cost carriers to jointly get antitrust immunity in Brussels and in Europe so that they can work out new ways of screwing consumers for even higher airfares. What that creates is a huge ceiling under which really low-cost carriers, and there is only one low-cost carrier in Europe. There's a lot of mid-price carriers, but there's only one truly low-cost carrier in Europe, which is Ryanair, will continue to expand very rapidly. And I think what's changed most in the industry in the last 5 years is the realization among the primary airports that, shit, we'd better get into this business, or we need some toehold in this business. Otherwise, if our growth is dependent for the next 10 years on Air France or Lufthansa, or their failing kind of subsidiaries, Germanwings, Eurowings, or whatever wings you're calling it this week, just because you don't want to call it Lufthansa because you're afraid it'll go bust in the next couple of years, you better find a way to get some other low-cost carriers in there because there's so much growth you can have at an average fare of 100 euros. But there's an awful lot more growth that airport can have without investing in new facilities or expensive capex at an average fare of 50 euros or 40 euros.